Dubai, where you can withdraw gold from an ATM, where skyscrapers rise out of desert sand, and lands shaped like palm trees shimmer in the sea. Behind every mirrored glass tower, there is another story, one of forbidden pleasures and hidden desire. Here, the world's richest men race Lamborghinis past labor camps where heat kills and dreams vanish. This is the land of seven-star hotels, private beaches, secret parties behind locked doors, and women whose beauty is hidden beneath silk veils. If you think you know what happens in Dubai after midnight, think again. Because in the United Arab Emirates, anything can be bought, except the truth. Welcome to the city where ancient law meets modern lust, where every fantasy has a price, and every secret has an owner. This is life in the Emirates, where gold is common, desire is dangerous, and nothing is ever as it seems. World's tallest towers slicing into the blue sky. Artificial islands shaped like giant palms floating on turquoise water. Desert heat so fierce, only the bold survive. A mall where you can ski indoors, while outside camels race across burning sand. In private salons, women gather, faces unveiled, laughter echoing, far from the eyes of men. A hidden world where the laws of the desert and the dreams of billionaires collide. Here, pleasure is a secret and freedom wears a mask. You're about to discover what really happens behind the curtain in the richest city on earth. At the edge of the Arabian desert, the landscape explodes into a vision no map can capture. 7 kingdoms, bound together by ambition and the oil that flows beneath their feet, have built a new reality from ancient dust. They call it the United Arab Emirates, a name that means wealth, power, and secrets. Here, the past is never erased, only buried deeper beneath the marble and gold. Dubai rises like a mirage, shimmering in the midday heat. Glass and steel towers cut the sky, while private islands fan out on the water, each one a playground for the world's richest. Abu Dhabi, the capital, moves with quieter authority. A city of palaces, private art collections, and old royal families who decide the fate of millions behind closed doors. Oil did more than change the skyline. It made kings out of desert tribes, turned shepherds into billionaires, and brought a tidal wave of foreign money, faces, and dreams to these shores. But beneath the luxury, every street and palace is built on sand that remembers Bedouin law, harsh sun, and nights filled with stories of survival. In the Emirates, tradition waits in the shadows. But here, gold talks louder than the call to prayer. And the future always arrives ahead of schedule. In the shadows of the tower, millions work to keep the city moving, cooking, cleaning, building, and rarely being seen. Laws are strict. Appearances are everything. The old ways never disappeared. They just wait under the surface. Respect, loyalty, and silence are valued more than freedom. In the Emirates, profit sets the pace. But the rules of the desert still decide who rises and who falls. Oil changed everything. Before its discovery, life in the Emirates meant surviving the desert, herding camels, fishing in shallow waters, and crossing dunes with the Bedouin tribes. Then came oil. Money flooded in, and the old world vanished almost overnight. Concrete and steel replaced sand and tents. Palaces and luxury hotels rose on reclaimed land. Sheikhs built artificial islands, airports, and highways. Towers climbed higher each year. Private jets, supercars, and yachts became common signs of success. Foreign investors arrived. So did millions of workers, building a new country from the ground up, while most citizens grew rich from the state's wealth. Dubai became the face of ambition, a place where nothing is impossible if you can pay for it. Abu Dhabi's oil kept the engines running, paying for everything the desert never offered. In a few decades, the Emirates went from forgotten outpost to the world's most extravagant playground. The only thing that did not change was the desire for more. Today, extreme wealth is the first law of survival. Here, shopping malls are larger than entire city centers. The Dubai Mall alone has more than 1,000 stores, an Olympic-sized ice rink, an indoor theme park, a giant aquarium, and fountains that dance to music every night. Across town, the Mall of the Emirates features an indoor ski resort, complete with snow, chairlifts, and penguins imported from Antarctica. Developers race to build taller, stranger, richer. The Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on Earth, rises more than 160 stories above the sand. Artificial islands shaped like palm trees or the world map sprawl into the Persian Gulf, each filled with mansions, private beaches, and resorts for the global elite. 7-star hotels offer gold-plated rooms, private butlers, and rooftop pools overlooking the desert. Restaurants serve steaks covered in edible gold leaf, and bars mix cocktails that cost more than most people's monthly salary. Helicopters and yachts are normal transportation for those who can afford them. Supercars line the streets, Ferraris, Bugattis, Rolls-Royces, sometimes impounded when their foreign owners flee the country to avoid debts. The police drive Lamborghinis and McLarens, more as a symbol than for chasing criminals. Luxury shopping festivals last for weeks, offering diamonds, watches, and even sports cars as prizes. VIP parties fill the penthouses of skyscrapers and the decks of private yachts. Every year, a new record is broken. A higher tower, a bigger mall, a new world's first. But behind the spectacle, the line between winner and loser is sharp. For a few, this is paradise. For most, it's a city built on dreams and on debts no one ever talks about. Officially, the United Arab Emirates is ruled by strict Islamic law. Alcohol is tightly controlled. Sex outside of marriage is illegal. Modesty is mandatory. But the city never sleeps. Beneath the surface, the rules bend for those with enough money, power, or foreign passport. Hidden nightclubs operate behind closed doors, serving imported liquor to expats and locals who want to forget the rules. Secret parties fill penthouse apartments, where the world's most beautiful women dance for clients whose names never appear in the news. Luxury salons cater to women only, offering a private world where veils come off, gossip is traded, and social power shifts with every whispered secret. Dating apps are banned, but romance finds its way. Arrangements between rich men and influencers, secret lovers, and temporary marriages flourish away from the public eye. At night, the lines blur. The city's best hotels host wild parties that no tourist will ever see. Private beaches, exclusive clubs, and high-rise apartments become playgrounds for the rich, where anything is possible, if you know the right people and can pay the price. Women in the Emirates live between two worlds. In public, the abaya and veil are the law, covering hair, body, and sometimes even the face. Modesty is enforced by custom and by the police. But behind closed doors, everything changes. Designer clothes, gold jewelry, and high-end makeup appear. Social media influencers quietly document a hidden life of beauty, parties, and privilege. Elite matchmakers arrange marriages between powerful families, mixing tradition and wealth. For the wealthy, weddings, Sheikhs are multi-million-dollar spectacles. Days of celebration, endless gifts, and rituals few outsiders ever see. Foreign men find romance complicated. Dating locals is nearly impossible without family approval, and any scandal can lead to jail or deportation. Still, for those with status or money, private parties, exclusive resorts, and quiet introductions create opportunities for secret relationships. Beneath the surface, female power is real. Connections, alliances, and secrets flow through networks only women can access. In a land of rules and appearances, the greatest freedom is knowing what to hide. Law here is absolute. The list of forbidden acts is long. Drugs, public displays of affection, drinking outside licensed venues, criticizing the government. Punishments are swift: fines, jail, deportation. Stories of famous arrests and scandals travel fast. Celebrities, influencers, and businessmen who break the rules often vanish overnight. Expelled, their images scrubbed from public memory. For most expats, survival means learning the invisible boundaries. Respect the customs, stay silent, never challenge the system. Beneath the glitter, the city is built by a hidden class. Millions of foreign workers from South Asia, Africa, and the Philippines. They live in crowded camps at the city's edge, laboring under the sun to build palaces they'll never enter. For them, luxury is an illusion. Their world is sweat, debt, and hope for something better. Here, paradise depends on obedience. Internet use is monitored. Certain sites and apps are blocked. Political dissent is not tolerated. Journalists risk prison for stories that challenge the image of perfection. Cameras are everywhere. Every mall, hotel, and public square is under surveillance. Even private messages can lead to trouble. Insulting someone online or sharing immoral content can mean jail or deportation. Here, the city's brilliance depends on control. What you see is only what you're allowed to see. The rest stays hidden, behind screens and closed doors. Step out of line, and you're gone. Tourists arrive by the millions, drawn by promises of luxury, safety, and exotic adventure. They see only the surface. Clean streets, spotless beaches, shopping malls packed with brands, and photo opportunities at every turn. Guides lead them to ancient markets, to camel rides in the desert, to brunches with bottomless champagne and rooftop bars. Every moment is curated, every risk removed. But beyond the glass and lights, real life in the Emirates remains closed. Visitors rarely glimpse the strict rules, the invisible labor force, or the private negotiations shaping every part of society. In Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the fantasy is for sale. What's not for sale is reality. Here, everyone is playing a part, and every relationship is transactional. Encounters are arranged with precision. Introductions through trusted fixers. Agreements sealed with a nod or a glance. High-class night professionals, secret affairs, and one-night arrangements are masked as business meetings or social gatherings. Everything is possible for those with enough money and the right connections. Models, influencers, and business tycoons cross paths where cameras are banned, and silence is worth its weight in gold. A single word out of place, a single photograph leaked, and you disappear from the guest list forever. For a few hours, tradition loosens its grip, and desire writes its own story. The old rules do not apply in these suites and salons. Money buys privacy. Privacy buys freedom. Power buys anything. But when the sun rises, the masks go back on. The city resumes its role, the rules return, and everyone pretends nothing happened. Daylight erases the night's secrets. Hotel staff clear the evidence. The world goes back to order. This is the real Emirates, a place where everything is possible for those who know where to look and how to keep a secret. The rest see only what they are allowed to see. If you want to see what's hidden in the next country, where pleasure, power, and secrets collide, keep watching. The world is full of places like this, where what you see is only half the story. This is Exotic Worlds, where luxury, secrets, and power are never what they seem.